Folks, welcome in to SportsbookReview.com's continuing coverage of the college basketball conference previews with the big man on campus. Today, we're going to preview the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, otherwise known as the MEAC. Last year, it looks like North Carolina Central 13-3, Norfolk State 12-4, Morgan State 11-5, and Hampton 11-5 were the top four teams in the conference. Jeff, can we look for more of the same this year?
Yeah, NC Central won this last year, Donnie. I mean, they're well coached, Lavelle Moten. It was questioned if he would leave them and go to a bigger school. He didn't. He stayed there. He'll have some newcomers back, but I don't pick them to win this conference. For me, it's going to be the boys out of Baltimore. I'm going to go with Morgan State. I think the Bears this year are an intriguing team. They have possibly the best duo in the MEAC in Tiwi Kendley and Philip Carr. A guard-forward combo that I think are going to be really lethal. They're coming off a good year last year, third in this conference. This is always a tough conference to predict. The cream usually rises to the top as far as the top six are usually really good as far as in this conference. But one thing you have to remember about the MEAC is it's not as high-level basketball as some of the other conferences. They're only going to get one team in the conference. But, Donnie, as we've seen in the past, Hampton, Norfolk State, Coppin State, they're no stranger to knocking off the big boys. Morgan State could be one of those teams that if they get in the tournament, they're always going to be a scary team just because they're from the MEAC, and we know over the past they've given teams problems.
Jeff, how about maybe a dark horse that we can look at maybe stealing this conference?
I would probably – I don't know. It's tough. I mean, I like Hampton. I mean, Jermaine Morrow's a really good player. They're always a contender under Ed Joyner, but I probably would go with Bethune-Cookman just because they have a really good point guard, Brandon Tabb. They have a Fresno State guy they brought in as well who played at a junior college. He had over 60 points a game there. Their coach, Ryan Ritter, has done a good job of bringing in some good JUCO guys, and they have a pretty decent team overall. If I'm looking at a team in the MEAC come tournament time to bet on, it could be Bethune-Cookman to make one of those runs like a Delaware State did a couple years ago. I would probably go with Bethune-Cookman.
Look for a lot of crazy basketball action in this conference, Jeff. Give us some betting angles that we might be able to make some money on late in the season or during the season in this conference.
Yeah, I think one angle that I always look at with the MEAC is I zero in generally on the Coppin State of the world, the Delaware State. Donnie, what they do to finance their basketball and sports programs are they basically take every tough game and tough team that they can get, and they get paid to go and get crushed. That's basically what they do. And it's a terrible thing for the students, but they have to do what they have to do to survive in the shark-infested waters that is the NCAA. Coppin State is a team that has no problem going 0-15 to start the year, and they'll worry about conference play. They're flush with cash, though, after getting beat. Juan Dixon takes over for Coppin State, which I know you know that name. Great Maryland guard for many years, NBA. He's going to have a tough a go of it there, but I normally look at, Donnie, teams like Coppin State and betting against them in the first few weeks of the season. They're just totally unmatched in games against the Oregons and the big boys of the world. The MEAC is, to me, a beautiful conference. I enjoy it. We just don't get to see it much until the middle of the season towards the end.
All right, folks, that's been the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, also known as the MEAC College Basketball Conference Preview with the big man on campus. For everything college basketball during the season, check out SportsbookReview.com.